Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a full moon in Cancer, lunar eclipse reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This very powerful, watery first full moon of the decade is going to be highly emotional and a time when your intuition is running overtime or running super high. It's a time when secrets are going to be revealed to you and your attention and focus is going to be on the home and the family, and emotions are going to be super strongly impacted. This Cancer full moon lunar eclipse also represents a moment of completion and a cycle of closure for us. It also asks us to look back to the new moon in Cancer that was in July of 2019 and see what we started and what is it that we're manifesting now and how we're reaping the fruits of our labor. This Cancer full moon is opposing loads of planets in Capricorn, so it's a great time to declutter and shed things that are no longer working for you. The full moon lunar eclipse spread that I'm going to do for you is going to give you messages and insights into how to manifest for your highest good, but also what it is that you guys need to release. Now, I say you guys, I've got my moon in Scorpio. All right, so I definitely feel like this is an us reading. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to ask our angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and spirit for all of the messages that we need for Scorpio for this full moon reading in Cancer for January 2020. Now, while I'm doing the reading, I'm just going to ask that you guys give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment and share, ring that notification bell if you guys want updates, and let's get into this. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What messages do we have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for this full moon in Cancer reading? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What messages do we have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? What messages do we have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Again, you guys, remember I am down in the Caribbean. It's very hot in here. I have the windows open. I've been battling with these like baby chickens who want to come in, and they're our chickens, but that want to come in and eat the dog food. And they've eaten. So if you hear any weird distractions, don't worry. That's what it is. All right, so your overall energy, Scorps, is the Page of Swords. This is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy, and this is all about starting out a brand new direction, a new course of study, but it's really all about you saying, guess what? Let's transform whatever it is we're doing in perfect Scorpionic energy. We're going to move in a new direction, and I'm going to start it. This is what I'm going to do. This is also you communicating. This is you doing the research. This is you being completely prepared or preparing for this brand new journey. The Two of Swords tells me that this was a decision that weighed heavy on you. It wasn't an easy decision. You know, you had two different options, two different directions that you could go in. But I also love this wolf in the background. I love her. She looks like Rihanna. Absolutely gorgeous. And with her candle. So I'm getting that you guys have been working on a lot of manifestation, law of attraction, maybe doing some candle spells and that sort of thing. To really sort of figure out what direction this is going to be or which direction it was going to be. Now remember, for a lot of us, especially if we have Cancer in our chart, that, you know, going back to, you know, July of 2019 is when we started, you know, when we started this work, because eclipses and these, you know, all of these go for, the energies are for 6 months at a time. It's something, again, I'm seeing that ritual that you really meditated, you went within to try to figure out, you know, what it is you wanted to do. And the Eight of Cups tells me that you were really vacillating. You were going back and forth. You weren't really sure if you were going to stay or you were going to go. So it was definitely not an easy situation for you to leave or that you wanted to leave, but it was a situation that was really imbalanced. Okay. And it's something that I think, and when you did decide to make this move or this change, that it happened quite quickly, okay? And that, you know, but it was something that was really taking, you know, like it was something that you'd worked really hard for. So I can totally understand why, you know, it was difficult for you to make this choice and to move forward. Now, I do see this in the energy, the Six of Swords energy, more Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy showing up for you. So remember, you might be exhibiting these qualities, or you might have these in your chart. But the Six of Swords, there's all of this movement. So Scorpio, you guys have put in a lot of work, a lot of meditating, a lot of doing law of attraction. Some of you are going to be doing, candle spells and many different things. Whoops, sorry, I banged the camera. And many other things as well, trying to figure out what direction you needed to go in. But you knew that you needed to move. You knew that you needed help as well. So for some of you, I feel like you asked for help, and it could be just from the angelic realms, or that you were doing a lot of praying and meditating, trying to figure out which direction to move in. Or there was an actual person that helped you, ferry you over, out of some place that was quite difficult. Again, this place could be a job that wasn't serving you. It could be a relationship that was toxic, or it was just over, or it was negative for you. Or it could be, it could be out of a home and into, it could be a great move, moving to a different country. But there is a lot of movement, and I do see this new direction, and I see that's absolutely gorgeous. Now, how you project yourself to the world, the Chariot card, this is Cancer energy. And the Chariot is all about being poised and moving very quickly and very swiftly and with a lot of power and with a lot of grace, getting done what you need to get done. But the Chariot is in reverse. So some people don't see you as moving as moving as quickly or where it is exactly you need to go. The Chariot in reverse shows me that there's a little bit of sluggishness, or people are saying, yes, I see Scorpio taking the steps, and here we have with the Page of Swords, like you're at the beginning stages of that journey, but guess what? It doesn't really matter how anybody else sees you. It matters if you're happy and that you're on the path to happiness, and remember, that's what we are doing here, okay? But others might see you as a little bit sluggish or a little bit stalled. And maybe because they don't see the big picture and they don't know all of the ins and outs of your journey and of your life. So you know what? If they see you as stalled, remember this Major Arcana card, it won't stay stalled for very long. That Chariot card is going to right itself. It's going to course correct, and it's going to move very swiftly. But just the way people are seeing, maybe they're not understanding, maybe you didn't take a direct path to get where you want to go, and people might not understand that or might see that as being stalled, but maybe you did have to make a few stops along the way, okay? And those stops were necessary for your learning and for your growth. Now, what's blocking you here is the world. It's like you're so close. I feel like, Scorpio, you guys have made the decision to make this move, and you're having a hard time making it happen, or you're getting there, you're really, really close, but you're afraid for some reason, or you don't want to, or you're blocking your own success or the closure or the closing out of this cycle. Now, it could be a relationship, okay? It could be a relationship, I want to say like with a Pisces person, but that's just because I'm looking at the moon there. It could be a relationship for you that needed to end, and it's hard, especially when we've invested a lot of time or energy, money or love into a relationship. It could be romantic, it could be with a family member, it could be a job, okay? It could be anything, and I feel like you're like, you know what you need to do, you've sort of written it all down, the pros and cons on paper, and now it's just like taking that last step and like taking the risk, jumping off that cliff, and accepting, be willing to receive, okay, the completion of this cycle, because it's going to open up all these new doors and bring you into a completely new and beautiful adventure. Now, the obstacles that are in your path here is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is all about when somebody's not being completely honest, or somebody's been taking something away from you. Okay, somebody's been stealing, or somebody's been lying to you. But you know what? I don't necessarily see that, because remember in the Two of Swords, we saw her meditating, doing her candle magic, and behind her, while she was doing that, she was protected by her wolf spirit. Now, wolves might be really important to some of you, or some of you just might have dogs, okay, that, or just be very close to your family pets or what have you. But, I think what your obstacle is you're having a hard time leaving. You're having a hard time either leaving a relationship, leaving a job, leaving your home, because you don't want to leave these two dogs, okay? And it's kind of like you have to do it in the middle of the night, okay? Or you have to do it secretly because you don't want to cry about it. And I'm getting, Scorpio, this change, this transformation for you is going to be really bittersweet. All right. And that's why people are seeing you stalled. That's why the World card, this ultimate success and this ultimate completion, is your blockage, because this is something that you're having a really hard time letting go of because you love it. Okay, but it's no longer working for you. Now, I don't mean leaving children, don't leave your dogs, don't abandon anyone. You know, I feel like though, but you're leaving, you know, you might be leaving them in good hands. But I'm also getting somebody, for example, who's in the military, and you know, they have to be deployed, okay? And like maybe during their deployment, they're going to make so much more money, and they know that it's better for them and for their soul tribe that they do this, but it's just really, really hard to leave that home or leave where they, you know, where their comfort zone is. Now, obviously military is a little bit different because there's like obviously a risk, you know, huge risk of life there. But, you know, it's something along those lines. Like you don't want, you know, you're having a hard time breaking away. You might also really, really love this person. And this has happened to me. And unfortunately, you know, it's really sad, but like being in love with somebody who is addicted to something. Okay, and you might really love this person, and this person might be, you know, might have been your best friend, and, you know, you had projected this future and you'd put so much time and energy into this relationship. But once you realize that things weren't going to change and that you were the only one, that you were giving and giving, and this person was receiving, and then on top of that, lying to you, not being truthful, you know, et cetera, and it's so hard because like when somebody's that sick. Now, I'm not saying you turn your back on this person, but you know, at some point you have to think about yourself, and at some point you have to say, you know what, this doesn't work for me anymore. Okay, this doesn't work for me anymore, and it's very sad. It's heartbreaking, and I know that from my own experience when you have to leave somebody that you really love. But, you know, like sometimes you have to do it for your own good, and that's what I'm seeing here. Something really similar. Again, it could be that you have to leave home to take a job that's somewhere else, but Spirit is really showing me that this somewhere else is going to be awesome. So even though you love your home and you love your family, you know, leaving them, ultimately, it's going to be for the betterment, okay, of you and your tribe. What can you do within to achieve your goals? The Six of Cups, again, this is letting go of the past. So I'm not going to reiterate what I was just saying, but it's like you guys are really holding on to all the good times, that nostalgia, okay? And you're not able to see very clearly that, you know, hey, guess what? There's when you release that, okay? And so for some of you, it's going to be disappointment. Some of you guys are holding on to the negative parts as well, but you're like, I need to be here, and I can't let go of this because I've put so much effort into it. It's time, Scorpio, to really start thinking about you. And we do have the Chariot card showing up here, and I want you guys, if you have Cancer in your chart or you just feel compelled, to please go and check out the Cancer reading that I did for this full moon lunar eclipse, because Cancer was struggling with the same sort of thing. The Six of Cups came up in their reading, but also about this equal give and take, and like the need to stop over giving and the need to sort of turn your back and release. Okay, they had the Devil in reverse here, which is releasing those toxic relationships and negative behavior patterns. And some of my Scorps and some of my Cancers, you guys might be dealing with people who are addicts, and it's very, very sad. But you have to draw the line in the sand so that you live your best life. Now, it's not being selfish. And a lot of us, especially those of us who are overgivers, those of us who love someone, it could be a family member, a brother or sister, it could be a love that we've always had, or it could be just a soulmate type relationship. Now, not for everyone is it going to be this, you know, for some of you it's going to be leaving a job that you love, that you've put a lot of time and effort into, but I'm seeing that you're stuck on this past. And, you know, so you're not able to see. I mean, you are able to see because I feel like you guys have started to understand that you have to move on and you have to move forward, okay? But I think you're having a hard time just, you know, with this World card blocking you, taking that final step, okay? Convincing yourself, again, that it's the best thing for you. What you can learn from the outside world or from others, this is like that magic is happening all around you, that you can create anything that you want. You guys, I also get have created this. I'm getting more than anything out of this Magician card here, that Scorpio, like whether you like it or not, whether you knew it or not, you were manifesting this change. And I feel like, yes, you're very sad about it, or there's something that's kind of holding you back, the nostalgia of it, of the situation and how much time and energy that you've put into it. But it's gonna be okay. You've manifested this. Okay, so for some of you, I want you to go back and take a look at what was happening to you when we had the new moon in Cancer back in July, 6 months ago. And what is it that you were thinking? You know, because sometimes we have a tendency to edit the past. You know, and as time gets closer, we're like, oh no, but I really love this person. I really love this job. Why am I leaving? But if you go back and look at your notes, or if any of you journal, or you think about what was happening in July of 2019 when we had the new moon in Cancer, you might see a totally different story. You know, you might have been, that's when you really started to manifest this change and this movement and this travel. Okay, now your final outcome here is the moon card. This is a Pisces energy. I love this because it's our full moon and all of the cycles of the moon showing up in this reading. The full moon is, you know, with these two towers here, it's also all about making a choice. I think you're also seeing like the good and the bad with this Pisces energy. You know, one fish is swimming upwards and one is swimming down, and you're having a hard time. You're feeling really confused because this is a very difficult decision that you've had to make, and you kind of want to backpedal. And it's similar to the Cancer reading, you know, but the momentum has started. You've already pushed the boulder down the hill, whether you like it or not, and you can't stop now, all right? So you've got to go with it, all right? So additional messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer. Man holding a coin, all right? 4 and 3 is 7, okay? Breaks down to a 7. 7s are about introspection, evaluation, and patience. This is something that you guys started, all right? This is like my Knight of Cups, my Knight of Pentacles card. This is something, it's been a long time coming. You know that this is right. You're just trying to convince yourself right now that it's not right, that you don't want to do it. I feel like there's a little bit of fear there because you're holding on to, you know, you're holding on to something in the past, but I get that deep down you're ready to let it go, okay? And this man holding the coin is saying, you know what, you know this is what's best for you. You know, it might not always be easy, but don't get off that horse. You know, keep your eye on the prize, Scorpio. All right, and then we have number 18 coming out here, breaking down to a 9. It's the anxiety. You know, the 9 happens right before the 10. All right, so it's all about transitions. It's all about, you're so close to attaining this goal, okay, that you're starting to freak a little bit. You're starting to be upset. You're starting to be like, why did I decide to do this? You know, I had that experience once. I was younger and I was going to Argentina, and it was something I'd like always wanted to do. And I wasn't that, you know, hadn't traveled a lot. And I remember before I got on that airplane, I was shaking and I was like almost about to get off, like, no, I don't want to do this. And, you know, I forced myself to get on that airplane, and I had the best time of my life. It's like one of my best memories. And so it's like, you know, it's that nervousness, it's that anxiety of doing something new. But this is something, you guys, that's for your highest good. All right. And it's absolutely beautiful. So Scorpio, don't be afraid. This transition is happening, all right? Don't put up any obstacles or roadblocks. This is going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, I swear. All right, let's go ahead and pull additional messages. And on top of that, you guys manifested it, so you can't take it back. Additional messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Soul cage, rescue, escape from captivity and restriction. 2 and 4 is 6. This, whatever this is, we have 6 of swords and we've got this 24 soul cage. This is either somebody coming to help you. Remember, I was getting that message from Spirit really strong at the beginning of this reading. This old person, somebody's coming here to help you. Or this is an intentional stop on your journey. Or this is an intentional, this is something that needed to happen and was always fated to happen to free you from captivity and restriction. Whether that was a relationship, whether it's a job, a living situation, whether it was a thought pattern, a toxic relationship, whatever it is, this is going to free you, Scorpio. And as sad as you might be, as anxious as you might be about it, it's going to be, again, I just keep saying, the best thing that ever happened to you. And you're going to look back. You're going to look back at the next full moon and be like, whoa, okay, I get it now. You know, I can't believe I was so anxious about this. And then we have air. Breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life-bringing energies. All right, for some of you, you guys are manifesting, it's a brand new relationship. All right, and it's going to be a healthy and it's going to be a balanced one, because here we have the Six of Swords and we have the Six of Cups. Falling on top of that, I feel like you're leaving, you might be leaving a karmic relationship, you might be moving towards a soulmate relationship. Again, I do see somebody you're going to feel like somebody came and rescued you, Scorp, but you guys are really rescuing yourself. Breathing deep, again, that's that meditation. It's going to be difficult for you. It's not going to be super easy. And I get that you're anxious and you're a little bit afraid to take this leap and to make this transformation happen, but it is happening, all right? And then you're going to enter into life, whereas you're going to realize you've been asleep, and it might be scary for you. You might be like really confused about it, but it's not going to be confusing when you look back and say, wow, I can't believe I didn't do that sooner. Or wow, I can't believe I put up any fight to that, because this is what I needed. This is the help that I needed. This was the relationship that I deserved to be in. Okay, I love this because here we have these dualities, but I do see that somebody's coming in to help you. For some of you, it's going to be, a soulmate relationship that was fated to happen. All right, and you were maybe holding on to somebody that was really like imbalanced for you, or, wasn't for your highest good. All right, for some of you, this is going to be a Pisces person. As a reader, I read this card also as a Cancer. Okay, so it might be a fellow water sign, but I also do get a lot of air, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and we do also have, we do have a little bit of earth on the table as well. All right, so this is really nice. For some of you Scorpios, you guys, whether you knew it or not, you're manifesting, a soulmate. All right. Gratitude. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So start being grateful. Be grateful for everything that you've learned, whatever it is that you're leaving behind. Say, thank you, I learned so much. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to, when we leave something, it doesn't mean we have to burn any bridges. And sometimes when we do burn bridges, there's a saying that, it lights the way for our next journey. Okay, and so again, being grateful, and that will help you get out of this anxious energy. Okay, overthinking, and sort of get you out of this sort of like feeling stuck and like not wanting to do what you've been trying to manifest, because I feel like it is scary and it's sad. Okay, but that's life. There's cycles in life. All right, there's so many cycles, and this is a necessary one, something that you had to go through. All right, but you're going to come out okay, and it might be a little bit of a storm that you're going through, but you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that perseverance is going to bring you that rainbow with that pot of gold at the end of it. Believe me, Scorpio, these are really nice cards for you. All right, and then we have surrender. I can release my need to control. So again, that anxiety is all coming from, surrender. Surrender, let people help you. Again, with this Six of Cups and the Six of Swords, make sure that if anybody comes to offer you help, whether they're a friend or they're a stranger, accept it. Don't let any sort of lack of self-worth say, no thanks, I can carry all these heavy bags by myself. I can row this boat by myself. No, you know what? You deserve it. Help comes to those in need, and don't feel like you're taking help away from somebody that actually really needs it, that you don't deserve it. You do deserve it, Scorpio. Okay, this is for you. This is, and surrender that need to sort of control all of this, and, be thankful. Look at where you've come from. Be thankful for all the lessons that you've learned in the past, and, from leaving this situation and from this person. And it doesn't mean that love has to go away, but I mean, Scorpio, there's something really beautiful coming to you. All right. So just don't forget that. All right, don't get stuck in, the good times in the past. And don't rewrite history either. Because sometimes, like, when it's time to go or we're about to leave someone, we start thinking like, oh, but remember that one time? Or remember how that one time they helped me tie my shoe or whatever, but then like 9 times out of 10, they left you in like a tight spot. It's things like that. Final message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Purification. It's time for cleansing, detoxification of your body and mind. It's funny because in the meditation I did for us before this reading, you guys, the crystal that came out was a crystal that's to help ground the cleansing properties of other crystals. Here we go. We have the whole rainbow. We have the chakra meditation. Look at that. She's got this giant cup. It's overflowing, and she's also got peace. She's got a dove of peace on the other side. This change, for some of you, you were in a toxic relationship with somebody, okay? Again, I want you guys to go ahead and watch that Cancer reading as well. But you may have been in a toxic relationship with somebody, and it's time to cleanse yourself. And it's time to let go. You guys deserve health, wealth, happiness. You know, you deserve an equal exchange. No matter how beautiful or wonderful this person, this job, this relationship was or has been, there's something better out there for you. Okay, and I truly believe that, and that's the message from Spirit. You're going to feel completely renewed and transformed, Scorpio, and that is a beautiful energy, especially for you guys or for us. All right, so I'm going to leave it there for you guys. Remember, you guys are manifesting this, whether you like it or not, and it's for your highest good, okay? So please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, and share if and only if that's something that you like to do. And don't forget to ring that notification bell if you guys want to get updates for when I upload anything new. All right, I love you guys. Thank you.